All right, let's dive into a massive ACC showdown between two top 25 rivals, the Clemson Tigers and the Duke Blue Devils. And this wasn't just any game, folks. This was happening in one of the most legendary buildings in all of sports. Let's get right to it. So get this, the date was Valentine's Day. But inside Cameron Indoor Stadium? Oh no. There was absolutely zero love lost. This was a battle with some serious history, bad blood, and a whole lot on the line.
21.
That's how many games in a row Duke had beaten Clemson on their home court. A streak that goes all the way back to 1995. Think about that. For Duke, it was about protecting a dynasty. For Clemson, it was about breaking a curse that had been hanging over their heads for decades.
So this wasn't just some old rivalry being dusted off. No, this was a full-blown battle for control of the entire ACC conference.
I mean, the stakes just could not have been higher. You've got the Blue Devils trying to get some breathing room at the top of the conference, and then you have the Tigers, who have this golden opportunity, not just to tie for first place, but to finally get that win at Cameron.
And you know what? For the first half, it really looked like they might just pull it off. Let's talk about Clemson's game plan. Clemson's coach Brad Brownell had this brilliant strategy. He knew they couldn't get into a high-flying shootout with Duke. It just wasn't going to happen. So he basically said, we have to keep this thing ugly. If the final score is in the 60s, we have a shot. He wanted a defensive grind.
And early on, man, it was working to perfection. RJ Godfrey was a beast inside, just attacking the rim. They were keeping the game slow, keeping the score low, and they were matching Duke's famous intensity, step for step.
So as both teams headed to the locker room, you could feel it in the air. This was anyone's game. That historic upset wasn't just a fantasy anymore, it felt like it was right there for the taking. But then, the second half started. And what came next wasn't a basketball game, it was a hurricane. And it was all led by one player who just decided, okay, this is my game now. Welcome everyone to the Boozer Show. It all happened in a flash. The half starts, it's still a dogfight. Then, boom, Isaiah Evans hits a three and the crowd just erupts. All of a sudden, Cameron Boozer is unstoppable in the paint. Then the Twins connect, and just like that, a 16-5 run completely broke the game open. This was the moment. You could just hear the energy in the broadcast. A simple play, brother to brother, but it was like a tidal wave of momentum just crashed down on Clemson. And then, this happened. A massive slam dunk that was the final exclamation point. The announcer nailed it. It wasn't Duke's game anymore. It was the Boozer Show, and Clemson was just watching it happen. And if you want to see just how fast this all went down, look at the scoreboard. At halftime, Duke's lead was a measly 2 points. Just 12 minutes into the second half, it had ballooned to 19. It was a complete and total offensive explosion. But here's the thing. This wasn't just about scoring points. Duke put on an absolute masterclass on the defensive end and just slammed the door on any hope Clemson had left. To really understand how Duke pulled this off, you have to look at the other side of the ball. While their offense was on fire, their defense became a brick wall. They were just suffocating Clemson. The commentators were calling them the best half-court defensive team in the ACC, and they absolutely proved it. We saw shots get swatted away, we saw a guy get the ball shoved back in his face. I mean, they were everywhere. To hold a team as good as Clemson to just 31 points that deep into the second half is just incredible. And with that, well, the game was over. This was more than a win. This was Duke asserting its dominance and claiming its spot atop the ACC.
Just look at the final numbers. Duke moves to 12-1 in the conference. That's their 29th straight win at home. And that unbelievable streak against Clemson, yeah, that's now at 22 games.
You know, to do that against the team that was right behind you in the standings, that's not just a win. That's Duke sending a loud and clear message to the rest of the ACC. We are the team to beat.
But for all the amazing action on the court, one of the most powerful moments of the night actually came from the broadcast booth. The legend himself, Dick Vitale, was there, and he shared this incredible message from his own fight with cancer. A reminder to always stay positive, to always have faith, and to never, ever give up. And he backs it up. He proudly announced that his team has raised over $105 million for pediatric cancer research. Just wow. An absolute inspiration and a true treasure of the game. And that brings us back to the court, and it leaves us with one final pretty big question. After watching a performance that complete, that dominant, who in the ACC can actually stop this Duke team?